Afro Fish OG.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so proud of that.
Pretty nice intro, not gonna lie.
Sorry, I didn't see it. I'm on my phone.
No, it's fine. I'll
so-
show you later. It's really
Alright,
cool.
cool.
I was very happy with
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty funny.
I had to do the audio part myself. So the thing was that I had to do it originally. It's a lot longer too. I'll show you guys with the full thing. Actually, it's actually really cool. But unfortunately, due to the good old copyright, I can't really play the song I wanted to. So I was like, okay, even though I grabbed copy-free music.
Dude, I hate that. I literally grabbed copyright-free music one time and I got flagged and I was so mad.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what the fuck? So it was not a good time. But
Okay.
What is up, everyone? It's Taylor here from Afro Fish OG. Today we got a really special version of Afro and the Scorp podcast. One, because Scorp is actually not here. He'll be in tomorrow. I believe we're doing a stream tomorrow. I could be wrong, actually, now that I start thinking about it. Oh, fuck. I could be wrong. But anyways, so here we got a couple other guests here. His name is Vanilla. Want to say hi?
Yo.
And I got Moose.
What's poppin'?
So today we are talking about a show that we all know pretty well for the most part. Not everything, but Vanilla knows all the good shit at least. So we were talking about Naruto because I'm not gonna lie, if I get a chance to talk about Naruto, I'm going to talk about Naruto. And Moose, especially because we both work overnights and we've been just kind of going back and forth on a lot of shit when it comes to that show.
Oh yeah.
It's honestly, when it comes to anime in general, the show is basically like a legendary show. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie about it. The show is legendary. It's probably gonna go down as one of those shows. Even still, the show's been around since 1999, I think.
I'd
2000,
say,
something like that.
okay, I think it's been.
I think it was
released
2004.
Yeah, the 2000s was when it was released in Japan. In America, I'm pretty sure it was 05.
Okay. I don't think it was 05, was it? Okay, let me go check now because it's actually gonna bother me if I don't look.
The autistic urge to make sure that everything is right in the.
Oh no, you're absolutely correct. Actually, it was 2005. Holy shit!
Hey, look at me go! That was at the
It
guess.
was in Japan from 2002 to 2007. So 2005, Naruto started in Cartoon Network.
America.
By the way, dude, I found a whole video. It's 24-hour thing, but they broke it into 3 parts, and all it shows is intros and trailer things for different anime from when Toonami was around.
Let's go, dude.
Dude, I find it. I'll send it to you because it was the most dopest thing ever.
Sweetness.
But yeah,
I should let Vanilla know that I am going to be having breakfast. I did just wake up, so
That's fine.
Just let me all know.
So
Yeah,
I guess
good.
the audience too.
we got that. We got fucking Moose eating breakfast and stuff right now, like a fucking gremlin. But
Hey man, when you fall asleep at 6:30 in the morning and wake up at 1:30.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
bro, I work over an hour away. So I get done at 7, went back at got back home around 8:30. And then I was like, oh, I'll make breakfast and I'll go to, I'm going to go pass the fuck out, right? So I go pass out. And I thought I was I don't know what it was, but I thought I was late or whatever. I didn't know what time it was. And I fucking when you jerk yourself awake. But
I thought you were gonna say different words, but okay.
Yeah. But after I was I woke up and I was holy shit, and I've basically been up ever since. I haven't really been able to fall asleep.
No, I felt
That
that.
reminds me whenever I take a nap and it feels like an entire new day, and I hate it so much because I'll wake up. It's did I forget to go to school and shit, bro? Oh my god, it's one of the worst feelings.
It's like
Dude,
Jumanji. It's what year is it? What year is it?
Like wake up to like it's just like working fucking overnight. It's like you don't remember what time is anymore. You just kind of do shit.
Time is a freaking illusion when you work night shifts, dude.
Oh yeah, like it's funny because for me, like my days off are Mondays and Tuesdays, right?
Mhm.
So like those first 2 days I kick off, like I start off perfect. So like when I wake up and I'm like, oh fuck, okay, I guess I'll try to stay up, and then you try to stay up for a while, and your body's all like completely dysregulated. And it's great because that's pretty much the reason why I can't lose weight. So like,
I can't gain weight because I have a fast metabolism.
Bitch.
the thing is I have a fast metabolism, and I just but it's not fast enough to keep up with the fatness inside.
Bro, I eat so much, and I've stayed the same weight since freshman year.
Lucky bitch.
It's-
Dude,
No,
I love cooking way too fucking much for my own good. Like, I get cookbooks all the time for my friends.
I can't
For,
cook.
like, birthdays. Dude, I cook so
It
goddamn
is a
much.
skill that is not only like an absolute lifesaver and a money saver, but I guarantee you it works really well with ladies.
Dude,
Dude,
100.
last time I tried cooking, I didn't cook the burger all the way through, but I was too hungry to like actually cook it all the way through.
That's fair.
mean,
So
ain't
I
nothing
ate a
wrong with
raw
medium
burger
rare.
pretty much.
Ain't nothing wrong with a medium rare burger.
Nah, it wasn't even medium rare, bro. That shit was practically raw.
Jeez.
I mean,
It tasted hella good though. Like
it does.
low key.
It does taste pretty good. Like, there's a reason that steak tartare, which is just raw steak cut up into small pieces, is a thing. It's for people who don't know how to cook, just trying to make sure that they have something fancy to put on the damn table.
What's it called? Steak tartare?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've heard of it before.
Never
Yeah,
heard of it either.
Oh, dude, it's basically just raw steak with like a bunch of different spices and like oils and stuff mixed together. It's so
I ate a
good.
raw egg as a joke.
That's actually a very common thing in Japan. Like,
Yeah.
if you watch a lot of their shows, they have like raw eggs on like everything.
It's like red hot for them.
Honestly, yeah.
Put that shit on everything.
Dude, fucking rice bowls, fucking like steak slices, like all the time. Everywhere.
Dude,
I have a friend in
Can we talk about how like Naruto's food, whenever they show the ramen, looks so fucking delicious, but all I get to afford is fucking 20-cent shit?
Dude, for real. Okay, have you ever actually had like authentic like ramen from a restaurant?
No.
Nah.
Dude, it changes your life. I'm not kidding. I've had it before. Like, there's this restaurant in California when I used to live there, and it was hella good. Like, it was the first time I tried like authentic ramen. I'm just like, this is the best freaking thing ever.
I've had restaurant pho. Pho's hella good.
Pho is hella good. That
What
is
is
that
it
is
called?
some good shit. Pho, the Vietnamese soup, the noodle soup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had
Yeah.
that before.
You could get
Never
like
had it
big
before.
ass bowls, bro. It's so good.
There's a place close by, I think, that does where I live that does ramen, and I've been meaning to go over there, but they don't take at the time they couldn't take cards, and so yeah, no, it's
Damn, that
ramen
food definitely good then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real shit.
right. It's like I'm like nah, I'm good. But that's the thing. Like whenever I watch Naruto, and they always show like, oh, he goes to the Ichiraku ramen guy, who's obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, spoilers, he's the strongest.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
the one
I
that's
remember
secretly
seeing him.
behind the orange mask in Naruto Shippuden. The true identity of Toby.
Oh, by the way,
Wait, that's him?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's cool.
Just so you know, too, Vanilla, we're gonna be jumping in. For everyone else, we're gonna be jumping into heavy spoilers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't care about getting spoiled about Naruto. So.
Okay, cool, yeah, because you're not.
I mean, you sound white, so I figured you were spoiled to begin with. So like,
That's crazy.
bruh, like, oh, wow, okay. I got nothing.
hey! Someone had to start the jokes off, dude. Someone had to start the jokes off.
Oh, that's totally fair.
Well, you're right. I'm half white, so.
Gosh, shit, only half.
Yeah.
I'm just fooling.
Are you sure? But no, like the one thing that always, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like every time I watched Naruto, it always cracked me up because like food wise, it looked delicious, but they never eat anything. Like they'll go if they're not eating ramen, like it's like, hey, should you be eating some like fruits and vegetables or something? Nah.
Every time you saw them eat, it was something like super, like it was either just ramen or something super random.
Right. Like I'm not saying that they have to eat every single second because it is like a show, but holy shit, do they even pack foods? Like they look like they're on like missions for like days on end, and they're just like, so are we gonna eat? No. Okay.
Well, actually, they did have like so. Thinking back on my vast knowledge and history of the shows, including the filler episodes, so I'm not gonna lie, I prefer reading over watching because of all the damn filler episodes, right?
Isn't Boruto like 85% filler?
Oh yeah, 100%. But no, there was like actually first book, not even like the first couple episodes. They literally had a bento box because that was when Naruto was tied to the stump when Kakashi was training him.
Oh, I remember that actually.
Yeah. So the first couple episodes, he was tied to the stump and was eating shit. But my favorite filler,
like saved his food for him because that's before he decided to go down his edge road.
Yeah, that was because Sasuke found quote the hidden meaning hidden within the meaning of like save your friends and don't worry about the actual mission itself. It's more important to save people than to just complete a mission.
Oh no, absolutely. They're back to those rice box fresh filled snacks as well, and the bento boxes. And that's the thing though, is like you watch them and like they just like they'll eat food, thank God, every once in a great while because God forbid, Kakashi was
something that's not ramen.
These like kids just starve.
Hey, it's all about the training, man.
No. It's all about the fact that freaking the third Hokage is the worst father in history. Fuck that guy. all my homies hate the third Hokage.
I mean, yeah, everyone kind of hates. I don't even think that was the original intention, was to make him terrible. But it's like, as he was writing, he's like, oh,
yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
It's like writing an argumentative essay and realize you're on the wrong side.
Like in the freaking opening of the series, it just seemed like, hey, he's the third Hokage and he's just kind of there. But then the freaking writer starts saying, like, yeah, he's supposed to say, I take full responsibility of Naruto and raising him. And I'm just like, you is a bitch, sir.
Right. And that moment made him go from like, oh, this guy is great to, yeah, no, fuck him. Like, I don't even think that was the intention. And that's the best part. Is like,
right.
They just were like, yeah, we've made some very critical errors. And
we made a mistake. We dropped the ball. Good evening, America. I did.
I feel like that happens a lot, though, in like a lot of storytelling.
It does, especially with power scaling, because like with power scaling, especially one fuck up, and I don't think people realize it can throw everything for a loop. Most notably, honestly, the Sharingan. Like the Sharingan in terms of power, I love the Sharingan. I think it's really cool. It's my second favorite dojutsu next to the Rinnegan. But it is 100% power crept the fuck out of that you don't even remember that the Byakugan's a fucking thing. Like,
which is unfortunate because the Byakugan, in my opinion, I feel like is a little bit cooler.
It is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it had a really cool look with the whole clear eye kind of thing. Like the whole their veins start popping through, and I'm like,
oh, you're talking about Hinata's and what's his name's thing?
Neji. Yeah, Hinata and Neji.
Yeah, Neji.
Yeah. So
what is that? What does it do again? I don't remember.
So
doesn't it let them see the future or something?
No. So the Byakugan, what it does is that it allows them to see the chakra networks inside of a person, and because of that, so the thing is that according to I saw a diagram of like how the ocular jutsus work, is that the main big bad, like quote unquote, the main big bad, is a character named Kaguya. Okay, and she was said to be like the mother of all jutsu. Okay, so originally, the powerful people had the Byakugan, which allowed them to see chakra networks and stuff. And the Sharingan and other ocular jutsus after that came the from the Byakugan. So everything after that was something from them.
Wait, hold on, because I read. Okay, so yeah, because she has the original, but from what I read, it was actually the Renegon, because the Renegons, the Sage's Six Pass had it, right? He had the Sharingan,
Sages,
and then he got the Renegon, and then everything. And maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's how it was. Unless that was changed when they did Naruto the Last.
that might have been the case.
Yeah.
Is it bad that most of my Naruto knowledge is from a Roblox game?
Dude,
hey, gotta get it from somewhere, man. Gotta get it from somewhere.
So like the thing that got me though too was the fact that like the Sharingan, because it was like the Byakugan's whole thing was you could see like 200 meters. It was basically like the elf eyes from Lord of the Rings.
It gave you like almost 360-degree vision.
Right, and it gave you like also you could see chakra points and all that stuff was like, oh, that's cool. And then the Sharingan was like, oh, you can use genjutsu, and then you can see chakra as like colors kind of thing. And then it also allows you to copy movement. And
he has the power of copyright. He is too good.
I mean, it kind of turned into that though, because then it was like, oh, but then it also allowed you to copy their movements even better. Once you get to the third tome, it's like pretty much you just should not lose fights.
Shouldn't exactly.
Like, because then you can just copy their jutsus as well. But it's like even if your chakra nature isn't isn't the same or whatever, it's like don't fucking matter because you can still do it anyways. Unless you're Kakashi and just have every chakra nature the plot needs you to have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Kakashi, he just chill like that.
Like
Kakashi's him.
Is that motherfucker. Like it's not a fair fight. I mean, I just can't imagine being like a guy being like, you know what? I'm gonna go attack that fucking village, and then Kakashi shows up and he's like, fuck.
Nope.
Like,
you sure about that?
It's just like the second Kakashi pulls up, you just gotta like leave. Just leave or die.
Dude. That's what I loved. Okay, so I know, like you said, you're not really far into it, but that's what I loved about Minato's shit. Like, when Minato, the fourth Hokage, had a literal run-on-site order. And I was like, couldn't imagine being in a war, right? Being in a war, and they're like, yeah, no, if you see this dude, dip. Don't even fight. Just dip. Fuck it. Like, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then you realize his thing is he can fucking teleport, and you're like, well, then what's the fucking point? Like, if I see him, I'm dead. Like, you best believe that I'm, like, dropping my kunai and being like, yeah, this wasn't even fucking worth it.
100. Like, dude, there's a reason that, like, at the start of the series, every villain who, like, pulled up when except for Orochimaru. Orochimaru was the only person who was just like, yeah, I can fuck with him. I can be okay with it.
Oh, dude,
bro, doesn't Orochimaru, like, come back, like, 7 times, even after he dies?
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
So Orochimaru dies because Sasuke kills him, and then later on, well, he does have a moment where he tries coming back through the curse mark, and then he gets sealed. But that was
by what's his name?
Yeah, that was on purpose though too, because like Itachi was trying to draw out that power from Sasuke. And then there's also one of my favorite moments in there is when they show a moment where like Itachi is like just kind of staring like he's like half, because it's basically the Susanoo is killing him. I mean, at that point in the fight, he's pretty much on death's door. And like they show him staring, and as soon as Orochimaru says he's taking Sasuke's body, his eyes open up and he's like, nah, and stabs him immediately.
Denied.
It's super quick, but it's one of those where if you catch it, you're like, oh yeah, nah, he wasn't. Like that moment was like they kind of hinted at he had a different motive for it. But then into the towards the end of the war, after Kabuto decided to take Orochimaru's cells and stuff, and and then they were able to use what was it? I think it was Anko's curse mark to actually do the reverse seal to bring him back. So Orochimaru put his consciousness in multiple different things or whatever. It's just that he was always like around. And honestly, it's good that Sasuke killed him and that he had bad timing, because when you really think about it, if Orochimaru would have gotten Kimimaru's body, let's say Kimimaru was not, I mean, we talked about this before,
Yeah.
but if Kimimaru was healthy, Orochimaru would have been basically unstoppable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So because he was looking for that perfect vessel.
So for Vanilla, do you know Kimimaru? Do you remember who Kimimaru is?
Hold on, let me search it up real quick.
He's the bone guy. He's the guy that had the ability to draw like bones out of his body.
That was one of my favorites.
Oh,
he's like, shit, I remember.
yeah, I know who they are.
Right,
I don't remember what they did though.
I'm gonna eat my sandwich, and to make sure that it's not crunching, I'm gonna mute myself and I'll just listen, and I'll pop in every so often.
Just pop in when it helps.
Yep.
But yeah, so
this is about to be a very knowledgeable interaction, real quick.
No, it's gonna be good, because I mean, like I said, I mean, that's why you sit there and you learn. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I think the thing that cracked up, especially with the original series, that I love with the original series, and this is something that Moose and I were talking about before, and it was the fact that you'll see this when you get into Shippuden too, the sequel part, is that a lot of the jutsu in the show feel very unique. Like everyone does have, like a different, Naruto has his signature shadow clones, Sasuke has Chidori, Gaara had certain stand, but they all did feel very unique until the end of the series, where they're basically just shooting fucking energy blasts. Like it's kind of
some Dragon Ball shit.
Oh, dude, it's basically Dragon Ball. Like I don't like being one of those people who be like, oh my god, I can't turn into Dragon Ball, but it does in a way, because it bummed me out a bit. Like I love the fact in the original Naruto, watching, like Ino had a certain ability, the other, what do they call them? The other Genin all had certain abilities. Rock Lee had his moment. Also, this is probably gonna be something that people might not agree with, but Rock Lee, in my opinion, he ain't that great, guys. Like
he isn't. Honestly, my favorite character is Gaara, bro. He's my goat.
Fuck that. I am dying on this hill. I had to stop eating my sandwich to say something. Fuck that. Rock Lee should have been a better main character than Naruto. Fuck y'all. I'm dying on that hill.
Then die on that hill, because that is untrue.
Isn't his master crippled?
No! Okay, he is now, but like that's only because he did the biggest. No. I'm saying this right now. My motherfucking guy is that guy. He pulled up to this Dragon Ball dollar store knockoff fest where everybody's hucking blasts and summoning freaking plant zombies with nothing but his hands, his feet, his nunchucks. Walked in the room, said, "It smells like bitch in here," and proceeded to smack 12 shades of fuck onto Madara Uchiha. I am not taking any slander on Mike Guy's name.
So Mike Guy, I will say, they always do hint at the fact that there's definitely more to him, which I've always enjoyed.
But he has a small dick.
He's also the only dude who shows up. You got fucking Obito, who's straight up. Whole thing is that he can slip through and make his body like intangible, and my guy is like, nah, let me get my nunchucks real quick. Like that right there was so funny to me. But as much as I got Moose here who's just fucking glazing up Rock Lee. Rock Lee had one fight. Oh, I can't go that way. Rock Lee.
One fight he should have won.
One fight. How was he going to actually win? He would have not have beaten Gaara.
Dude, he had
Gaara, my goat.
Gaara was on the ground.
Yeah.
On the fucking ground.
It was
and
only a matter of time
dying.
before Chukaku took over, and then everyone's dead. Like,
Well, you could have said the same thing about Sasuke, about his fight with Sasuke.
who Gaara?
Because like the moment that honestly, I feel like that Gaara received more damage in the fight with Lee than he did with Sasuke. The only reason that freaking Gaara wasn't really used to it was because it was that much blood. Bones were broken on that man.
Yeah, think about it. Lee was the first time that made Gaara actually like feel anything, and then you have Sasuke who hits him with Chidori, and he's like, "Oh shit! Like this kid, like he could actually kill me." I don't think he thought that Lee could actually kill him. He was just stunned at the fact that Lee actually did damage to him. But
like he could actually do shit.
Pierced him, and that was like, nah, I ain't feeling that, Chief. Like he had full on PTSD, like by watching Sasuke all of a sudden take off, and I think that is beyond hilarious. But Gaara would have, like, if Gaara was able to actually go all out like he wanted to, Rock Lee it would have been done. Like, I don't think, even though Rock Lee could have went, maybe let's say he goes into, I was gonna say the fifth gear. He's gonna go into like his whatever form, like the inner gates, right? Let's say he goes into 5, he bounces around for a while. Gaara just goes into that fucking gourd, and then just sits there, like. Because Lee just doesn't have any piercing objects. That's the thing too. Like, and it doesn't help that lightning style can null out earth style, which is something you learned later on because they try to incorporate that shit. And I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't matter when your main characters keep shooting energy blasts.
They tried to make Pokemon typing a thing.
They do.
Okay.
In Shippuden. Oh god. No,
okay, so the reason for that is that basically what they were doing is they're trying to go off of like the whole 5 elements thing in like Chinese mythology. You know how they have like, earth beats water because it swallows up water. Wind scatters the earth because things can move the earth, like so on and so forth, like all this different stuff. And basically, what they tried to say during the middle of that was
isn't the trash panda sand?
Yeah. Okay, he's a Tanuki, but yeah, he does look like a raccoon.
Panda sand.
Yeah. Trash panda is sand, which is still
Dude. The one tails is the best tailed beast, bro.
No,
dude, you have
8 tails.
Not the 8 though yet.
8 tails is where it's at because
nah, bro, you crazy for that.
No.
I'm
not even playing. Like once you meet Killer Bee and the 8 tails, like he becomes by far best tailed beast.
Oh yeah, 100. But
like,
okay, actually, going back to your argument, because of the fact that freaking Lee didn't have any piercing weapons, neither did Datara. Datara beat Gaara with explosions.
I'm sorry, you saying that Datara's explosions, Lee's punches were as strong as Datara's explosions?
No, I'm not saying that it was as strong as his.
I feel like an explosion would be more piercing than a punch.
Well, the thing was too is Gaara also at the same time was also protecting the Leaf Village, used a massive amount of chakra to prevent against his like C3 explosion. And then when he had that, because he was going to use that whole like ball thing to protect himself, and I don't think he just never expected to have like the the clay turn into, I think they were like ants or whatever.
They did dig through the. Okay, but the one that took him out wasn't. It was that because it did dig through, but
yeah. Because but even when you look at Kimimaru's fight against Gaara, they should have both gotten clapped by Kimimaru.
Facts there, definite facts there.
That fight, if Kimimaru was healthy, they wouldn't have won. Like they were straight up getting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I remember being a kid and when he used the Bracken dance, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And all the spikes, the bones start shooting out of the ground, and then he can travel through the bones, and I'm like, Oh yeah, no, he dead. Like,
Bro got a bland ass cut though. Real shit.
huh?
He got a bland ass haircut though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who, Maru?
Yeah.
The thing
Dude.
with Maru is like I loved his cursed look though.
That's what I was gonna say. His curse form, the haircut looks stylish because his skin goes all dark and stuff like that, and his eyes
Yeah.
turn to different shades. So like, as a regular dude, regular, yeah, I can see that.
It's got that zigzag middle part.
Yeah, but when he's in his curse form, that's when it really like turns out and looks awesome.
Oh yeah, like, and that's the thing too is like I loved his like the fact that even I remember there was people even talking about how he like, oh well, if Lee was healthy, would he have beaten Kimimaru? And I was like, no, like still no. Kimimaru was still on another level to Lee. As much as he was as recovered as he was, Kimimaru was literally lying, like was dying, and Lee decides to try to pull a drunken style, and yeah, it was funny and it was kind of cool, but it wouldn't have done nothing to Kimimaru.
Yeah.
Like on top of that too, when Gar is using a full on fucking sand burial like twice, and he's just got his bones and like his bones underneath, like how fast his bones go underneath his skin, it actually made me realize I wanted to see more of a fight between him and Kakashi than anything. Because I think a fight between them would have been a lot more interesting. And on top of that, that's why I said if Kimimaru would have got taken over by Orochimaru, one, he would have been a perfect vessel, which probably would have meant that Orochimaru never would have had to switch bodies again. Which I couldn't imagine Orochimaru with all of Kimimaru's abilities plus Orochimaru's abilities on top of that. Like the third Hokage would have been dead very quickly. Also, we never got to see a Prime Hiruzen, and I hated how they kept saying that, like, oh, Hiruzen was the strongest until he fucking wasn't. Like, we never got to see him actually fight. I mean, we got to see him fight against, like, yes, the first and second Hokage, but those were, like, super weakened versions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm calling Cap that third was the strongest because first, we saw the fight between Madara and the first Hokage.
Here's my thing. I think he was supposed to be originally, but then later on, they're like realized that wood style is just fucking broken, and like, why?
Third Hokage was bleh.
The third Hokage just honestly, jutsu wise, he embodies a lot of original Naruto. That's what I love about it. You know what I mean? A lot of the original Naruto, the way that they had, how they used like a lot of their techniques. Like I love the that like shattered or like the kunai technique where they could like make shadow clones out of the kunais. I thought that was actually really cool. But then after that, you just kind of never really get much else. It kind of
that's because it loses the originality after the fight between Sasuke and Naruto in the Valley of the End.
What? You can't tell me that it wasn't original to watch explosions?
Okay, that is really cool. That was really cool. It was a really cool thing to have. Data was the only person who actually had that. You got to give props to that. He's the only motherfucker who can make that shit.
Beforehand, though, go to the Sasuke. When you said the Sasuke and Naruto's fight are one of them that I think is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, I find his fight they're fighting super hilarious because Sasuke just straight up bodies Naruto in the beginning, and then like Sasuke is like, oh yeah, this ain't like you kind of shit, fam, and then Naruto is like, oh, is that so? And then proceeds to just start
beating the brakes off him,
right? Like, hit that motherfucker so hard right in the face, his face scrunched in.
Dude, like the freaking scrunching in, and then when he hits him in the stomach, and bro looks like he's about to vomit out all his internal organs.
I remember that.
He hit that motherfucker so hard they do it again in Boruto. He actually.
No, we should talk about the power of Naruto's voice. Like, bro managed to convince like 5 different people to just suddenly switch to good.
Talk no jutsu is pretty good. He is pretty good at the talk no jutsu.
He actually is pretty good at Taco Jutsu. It's always kind of funny too because whenever you watch them, like, well, if we just are friends and stuff, and I'm like, yo, dude, no, I don't want to become friends. Think about it, but I don't think about it. Like, it's just it pisses me off though too, because like. I mean, granted, I'm glad that not all fights end up like his fight against Pain was great, and then the way he talks to Nagato and how Nagato's like, "Oh yeah, I guess you aren't that bad of a person. I guess you know what? That's fine. I'll just give my life up to bring everybody back."
Yeah.
And then Obito too. Obito is like, "Well, you could have been Okage." And then like Obito starts seeing all these things of like what he wanted out of life, and he's like, "What? Well, this would have happened if you would have just left the cranky old man." Like, it always.
Oh yeah, left the old man who has control of my body. Yeah, totally capable.
Totally capable. Well, that's why I remember he stabbed him in the heart. He wanted Kakashi to stab him in the heart, and when he does, it actually releases the seal. That he had white Zetsus around his heart just in case something were to happen. But apparently he could just survive it because Hashirama cells are busted.
Yeah. Uzumaki clan for the win.
Pretty much. But no, like I always thought it was fucking hilarious watching the Naruto versus Sasuke fight now, because there should be like Sasuke and Naruto should basically be just lying there so beyond like broken. Like when the moment in there when like Naruto knocks Sasuke in the air, grabs him by the legs, and then proceeds just to like yeet him right in the fucking like cliff, and then like Sasuke's just laying there, and he's like, Naruto's like, I would have waited for Naruto just to start punching him. Nah, he's like, I'm gonna bring you back to the village, bro. You just threw me into a fucking cavern. Like, like why the fuck would you? Why would you think I'm gonna go back to that after you just whoop my ass? So like, but it's not until Shippuden where things really start heating up though. And like I think you'd like Shippuden for the most part, Vanilla.
Yeah, I think I would. It's just like I've been not watching a lot of anime recently. I've kind of just stopped because like. I watched all of Dragon Ball. I watched a handful of One Piece, and I was just like, I need to stop.
Yeah, well, no, I feel that. Like I've slowed up on it too, because I noticed you have. Is that Angel?
Yeah, Angel Devil.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Because I've watched Dragon Ball. I was actually just talking about how Dragon Ball Super kind of sucks.
I liked it. It wasn't bad.
Like I liked it for like when like seeing all the fights and all that stuff. Now that I've watched fights like Demon Slayer, though, Dragon Ball fights sometimes just don't cut it anymore.
Dude, I haven't watched Demon Slayer since season 1 in like 7th grade. Like I haven't watched any more of it.
Fine.
Don't say that. Don't age me like that. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, it came out when I was in 7th grade.
Oh God. Oh God, I got my social security check in the mail now. Oi.
Dude, don't even worry about that. We're not going to have any by the time we're old. But like,
you right.
But like, the one thing that about Demon Slayer is that their fight animations are so beyond good that it's kind of like watching Dragon Ball just do those like the super fast punching just doesn't cut it anymore. Like I'm like, don't get me wrong, they have some good ones. Like I watched the Goku versus Jiren fight, which was actually super hype.
But it literally shut down servers.
I love how everyone thought Gear 5 was going to do the same thing, but it low-key
doesn't have the same thing of like watching. I mean, you telling me that there is a person out here who's going to be in this tournament of power that is stronger than the gods, and then Goku shows up. He's like, "Hey, that's the dude. I'm going to," and then like he just spawns right behind him. And he's like, "Get lost," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, this ain't going."
Dude, okay, Gear 5, in my opinion, was actually like heavily disappointing. Like the first episode of it. because like the first
Okay.
like 15 minutes was just like like flashbacks. Like you didn't see fights until like the last 5 minutes of it.
Oh no, absolutely.
Okay, can I add my 2 cents into this? I am
Yeah.
probably the most avid One Piece fan here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been up to date. One Piece is probably my favorite anime. Not gonna lie,
hmm
but my problem with Gear 5, it wasn't the buildup, because after Luffy introduced Gear 2 and then Gear 3, and then they started doing this whole thing with the gears, we didn't know how high the number was gonna go, right? So Gear
Yeah.
5 was pretty hype. And in the manga, it's great. It does a really good job trying to show this, right? The
Mhm.
problem that I have is that it reused the same damn bouncing animation.
Oh, I know exactly what you're
Like,
talking
yes,
about, bro. The amount of
yes,
reused animation, bro,
right.
that was so annoying.
In the same, like, they used it like 7 times before they revealed his face. Like, motherfuckers,
Man.
I understand that you are trying to have, like, show just how goofy and toony and loony that this guy is gonna get, which is fine, but you can do so much more with that. You have the stupidest motherfucker who is great at creating things on the fly, the power of imagination and rubber hose cartoons, and you just decide to use the same 3 damn frames over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's why it's like after I saw that, I was like, "This is not gonna break the internet." Like,
No.
Ultra Instinct did, because like Ultra Instinct, he immediately started throwing hands afterwards.
Oh, dude,
But Game 5 was just bouncing around for like 5 minutes.
There
Right.
were bars in Mexico that literally showed like it was supposed to be fight night at freaking MMA in Las Vegas for Goku versus Jiren. That's how much hype that Goku has across the world.
Dude,
Don't get-
the final fight, like, so the final fight between Goku, like when they had that bit where Goku goes ultra, like mastered Ultra Instinct, right? There was
Also, what?
Did you see?
Do y'all think Mastered Ultra Instinct is just Ultra Instinct, or do you think it's something else?
It's
No.
something. It is so. It is confirmed to be something else.
It is
So
something.
I think it's just Ultra Instinct.
So here's the thing: is that Ultra Instinct sign, which is the first time we saw it, where he still had his black hair. It was confirmed that it was not a completed form, and it was technically something else because of the fact that Goku didn't know how to do any actual damage, but could do defensive maneuvers and dodge out of the way without thinking. His whole thing was dodging, but he didn't have a way to actually do an attack. Mastered UI is the full to its completion. And not gonna lie though, I actually kind of like Sign over Mastered because I do like the black hair with the silver outline more than just like the white silver hair.
Well, and something else too is that later on, because like I'm very caught up with like the manga and stuff, and later on they do mention that the way that Mastered Ultra Instinct works, even though Goku does have it, he doesn't have that same kind of mastery as you think it was. It's just the completed form. He can't just tap into it willingly. He actually says it at the end of Dragon Ball Super. He can't just tap into it. So and later on, you find out that the angels are just naturally in Ultra Instinct, Mastered Ultra Instinct all the time. They that is exactly what they are 100% of the time. With also, I don't know if anybody realized, but also the fact that Broly almost hit Whis despite fact being in Mastered Ultra Instinct to me is also super like holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was when Beerus and Whis first showed up in Super, I forgot who, but somebody like did something to Whis, like with like I think they like shook his hand or something. I don't remember, but there's that too.
Yamcha patting Beerus on the back.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, but that Beerus isn't in Ultra Instinct though. He's
that was Whis. Someone did something to Whis. And
okay, the only thing that I could think of is when Whis was talking about Ultra Instinct in the Resurrection F movie, and he stepped in crap and didn't realize it. Because that was the only thing I could think of where it's just like there was a gap in.
So it said that Yamcha actually slapped slaps Beerus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yamcha
I
slaps
swear someone
Beerus.
else did something to Whis though.
But
I can't
Whis,
remember.
the thing, yeah. So Whis, since Whis is always in mastered, it made sense for him to, Goku to go train that way, right?
Yeah.
So then what he starts learning, because he goes into the mastered Ultra Instinct during the fight against Moro, and then with Granola, he learns that form doesn't work with him actually as well, because being a Saiyan, he has a lot more emotion. He's so much more of an emotional state. Whis just doesn't give a fuck. Like it's not like he really cares for them. He cares for the shit they can do for him. Goku tries to find a way that he finds basically like his own version of Ultra Instinct. While Vegeta ends up going down the road of the Destroyer, which honestly
Ultra ego.
it took me a long time to kind of understand that one, but it actually made sense, especially because it just taps into those like pure Saiyan cells that he has, and going into that Saiyan pedigree of I'm just blowing up. I'm not malicious. I'm not maliciously doing this. It's just destruction. It is what it is,
Vegeta the GOAT.
Okay, well, I do have a problem with that. Like, as cool as the thing as that is, his whole thing during that is that the more damage he takes, the stronger he becomes with it, which is fine in concept. But then it begs the question, raises the question, though: is that just a God of Destruction thing, or is it something pertaining to Vegeta being a Saiyan too?
That's what I want to know.
Whole...
Well, I don't know. I think they were just going for more of a yin and yang thing with Goku and Vegeta.
And that's fine, and that's cool. But the problem is that we saw Top go into a God of Destruction form, and his whole deal with it wasn't he gets stronger with it. It's everything that gets thrown at me that's beneath my level gets disintegrated. Which honestly is just like laying a dick on the table. It's just like, yeah, you motherfuckers, if you are beneath me, to not hit me. Fucking it's fucking Escanor. Fucking you are why would I be affected by magic for hatred? I pity you. I don't hate you.
That's the thing too, is like with the whole like him taking more damage. Yeah, it's cool, but it also seems it's really kind of useless right now because of the fact that he doesn't have a mastered version of. I just don't know where the mastered version, how you make that, because it definitely comes off as like, if you ever watched My Hero, where someone like Fat Gum is he's a character from My Hero, and like he takes
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and then eventually he releases it off, which would have been great, but also at the same time, Vegeta's matchup was really bad because his fight against Granola is not like a physical like punch kind of person. He was the type that was like gonna basically use the gentle fist and like hit your pressure points, because that's what he does with Goku.
Some
and Goku's like, yo, what the
hit
fuck
type stuff.
Yeah.
It was.
They faced off against Gas, who is stronger than fucking Granola, and at that point it didn't even matter anymore. And then God forbid they end up getting revived to full health. And then Frieza shows up, decides to go into his Black Frieza form, and one-shots them both.
Mega racism.
Oh, yeah, no. Freaking Black Frieza showing up, he's just like, now I am justified in calling the Saiyans monkeys. Just all this shit.
Like, the fact that, to me, it was the fact that Ultra Instinct couldn't avoid it and Ultra Ego couldn't actually handle the shot. And I'm like, that's crazy. On top of that, they also mentioned that like there's another hyperbolic time chamber somewhere.
They found another entrance to it. It's like the hyperbolic is like its own dimension, but it's still like it's just they found a backdoor entrance in the infinite void that is that place.
Yeah, because he said he was training for like 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, granted though, Frieza doesn't age. Like his race doesn't necessarily age.
No, and Frieza also too is. I mean, we also saw with just his golden form how much he did after 4 months. So we all knew that it was possible. And then him just doing mental training when he was in Hell was enough to put him on Super Saiyan Blue level, despite all the shit that they went through.
Well, he was on Blue level before with golden form. It's just he didn't have the good enough of a mastery.
Right.
Now that he
Well, that's what
had
I'm
it,
saying,
he
like,
had a better mastery
but
of
think
it.
about how many Zenkai boosts they also got with the Goku Black Arc.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
they
One
got
of the funniest things I ever found. It was this like edited video of like no music when it's just Broly beating down on Frieza, and it was one of the funniest things ever.
Oh, yeah. When freaking Goku's just like, good luck, Frieza! And then just disappears was the funniest thing in that entire movie. What?
Well, and the fact when he's just like, I am Lord, and just like, boom,
I am
boom,
the
boom,
mighty
boom,
Lord
boom, boom,
Frieza!
boom, 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 like, and then you think about it too. So Goku and Vegeta proceeded to fuck up twice
So he was getting beat down for an hour.
for an
Oh, yeah.
hour, and I'm
An
just like,
hour.
Just relentless pummeling.
you sit there, and you're like, oh my god, like, like, nah. So the thing also that kind of made it at least interesting too is the fact that as much as he's like he's getting his ass whooped, but the one thing I'm like that I'm not a fan of, they actually just did this in the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. They brought in Ultra Gohan Beast again, right?
Yep.
So Gohan Beast is back, and now he's fighting Goku.
Huh?
And yeah, so Gohan Beast from the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, he can tap into that at will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? On Beast?
I'm glad Gohan isn't useless anymore.
Okay, so valid, very valid. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely agree. But okay, Taylor, Afro, I want to hear your take on it. So, and then I'll give my 2 cents.
Okay, so when it comes to Gohan Beast, I personally like it. Like I've never really hated the form. I don't think the form is bad. I just find that like the form looked really wild at first.
I mean, Beast.
Like it's really all over the place, and so I wasn't super into it when I first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like a little bit later, I was like, okay, this actually isn't too bad. Like I thought it was actually kind of cool. It just we didn't have enough screen time with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
So, but
All
now that we're gonna get more screen time, I'm glad. I want to see it actually do something.
Yeah.
That movie had like a major plot hole with ages.
It had a couple of plot holes, but
Well, in that movie, Pan and Goten and Trunks, they're not aging together.
yeah, no, they're not. I mean, well, technically speaking, Goten and Trunks were like 6, 7 in Z, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like Goten was
I think they were 8 and 9.
Yeah.
No, Goten had to have been, because like Gohan at the end of during the Cell Saga, at the end of the Cell Saga was like 14, and then during the Buu Saga, or no, was he 12? I'm pretty sure he was 12.
Oh, let me search this up.
And I'm pretty sure he was 12, and then by the Buu Saga at the start of it, he was 17. All right.
Yeah.
So Goten was 5. Trunks was like 6 or 7.
Apparently in the Boo Saga, they were 7 and 8.
7. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Then that means Gohan was like 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so Goten was 7. By Pan being 5, Pan should have been, or Goten is 12.
Mm-hmm.
Those motherfuckers were in high school.
Yeah, it said that there were 17 and 18 in the superhero.
So like, don't get me wrong. I understand that technically, like, after the whole 9 months, that Goten should have been 8. But even still, man, like the math is not mathing, Toriyama. Come on.
Well, I was just going off the age of Pan because in the movie, Piccolo states that she's 3, so that means it's 3 years from the end of Super.
Yeah. So that actually makes it worse. That you made my point worse, but thank you.
Yeah.
But like,
No, exactly.
no. So the math ain't mathing. Like it doesn't. If it's not mathing, it's not adding up. It's not well. And anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But
Yeah, that was a major thing.
no,
Well, and
but
the
like,
fact is, like, they went to the whole, like, they're doing the whole Saiyaman thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
so my take on Gohan, and this is going both on Gohan's character and Beast, right? So Gohan's character, like him, I like Gohan being a family man. I like the concept that it's just like, hey, I'm not my dad. I'm not a fighter. I want to just have a peaceful life with my family. Now, I do agree that Piccolo coming in and actually saying, hey, you're actually the deadbeat, not Goku. Just putting it out there, Goku's not a bad dad. Everyone just loves TFS's fucking bad dad jokes to the point that they like slap you over the head with it. Gohan's actually kind of a deadbeat. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Gohan being a family man and being like, smarty is cool. And I'm actually kind of a fan that it's just like he doesn't want to do it. He's actually being an earthling. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely loved Gohan's moment in the Cell saga where he just kills Cell and like goes all crazy with it.
Well, but
But
they're
then
trying to recapture that, though.
well, that's the problem, is that it doesn't feel like they did. Like the fact that Gohan was just out of commission for so long, and then just like I understand that his stuff is tied to his emotion, his rage, his all this stuff, and it's really cool that that's the case, and I get that, but at least with the time between the Saiyan saga to Cell, there was still buildup of like this is how his rage has worked. After the Cell saga, his whole emotions being tied to his rage, or his rage being tied to his power, it drops off. Because you got the Mystic Gohan and his true powers are like being pulled out of it, which is what it should be, all things considered. So like, as much as I get what they're trying to go with it, because Gohan's latent potential, they constantly talk about Gohan has latent potential. Gohan has latent potential. Gohan has latent potential. I'm like, y'all see where that latent potential constantly gets him? It gets his ass whooped. Like, you know? Like, every time that Gohan comes on screen post Cell, it's to get his ass beat. Like, even during the Buu saga before Mystic Gohan, he is getting his ass beat by Deborah. He got one shot by Spopovich and Yam or whatever the heck. And it was because of the fact that they were trying to like track Buu, and I get that, but he's just constantly being bitch made ever since then.
I forgot. Was it? Did he fight in top with Piccolo?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. They did pretty good there.
Well, they did good, and that was really cool to see that. But it's just the fact that they had the mini tournament before that, and it just showed him getting into a draw against the terrible Trio brothers or whatever the heck. Like that was just that was really disappointing for me. Like that he was satisfied with that victory too. Like he was just acting like, yeah, cool, I won, and then he faints, and then it's just like, yeah, that's a draw. Bitch, what?
Well, and the fact that like I do agree with it 100%. It's really hard to get good like on with Goku, or not with Goku, with the character of Gohan, because of the fact of how badly they've been treating him throughout the years.
Yeah.
And like by the time that we finally get this version of Gohan, where he's like, oh, he taps into his rage form again, cool, but we've already seen it 100 times before.
Yeah, and at least with those times they had emotional weight and value. Because like during the Saiyan invasion arc with or the Saiyan saga, when Piccolo dies, he had a huge massive boost that actually, like Nappa says, that actually kind of hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And then he does that big old energy blast against Frieza, and then it actually comes to fruition on Cell. That's when it was peak Gohan. Everything else after that is honestly just kind of
Pandering,
and not even good one. So It just my problem is that it doesn't have like as much as I love seeing Gohan back in the spotlight, as much as I understand that like, hey, this is what we're kind of doing with it. The fact that he's not that interesting of a character unless you give him like actual training and weight, like actual like you know you just
Character
throw
development.
yeah, actual character development makes for a better power up, which is why I feel like that Super Saiyan 1 was such a huge thing because of the fact that like throughout the entirety of that arc there was massive build up to where Goku would be able to snap with Krillin dying. And then with Super Saiyan 2, you see throughout 3 different sagas of Gohan being in situations that should no 5-year-old should ever be in, and he's just constantly seeing he sees his dad die, he sees his adoptive dad die, he sees like all these people die constantly. And so when he's finally in a position where it's just like I have the ability to do it and someone else dies in front of me, he snaps. It's awesome. And that's why I feel like Beast Mode honestly is an insult to that character growth more than anything
Well, I
else.
mean, didn't the fans kind of stop his character growth? Because wasn't he supposed to be like the new main character, and they like immediately shut that
That
down?
was Toriyama, yeah.
That was a rumor that I heard that. So there's a lot of different rumors. None of it were really confirmed that it was just like the fans didn't want Goku to. It was mostly I feel like it was mostly fans in Japan because they grew up with Dragon Ball. Because Z came out in America before Ball, which is dumb. But because it was just more action packed, they felt like that would appeal more to an American audience than Ball did because Ball was a gag manga. Which is very unfortunate because honestly, I feel like that Ball was much better written in terms of story.
Well, it was a little questionable in some criteria.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
but that's just
the times. Like,
yeah,
that was the times were back then.
Yeah,
Not
that was
saying
just
it's right.
80s. That was 80s Japan humor.
Yeah.
And like you got to understand, like there's a lot of differences there's a lot of cultural differences, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, but what about Mr. Popo and Officer Black from the Red Ribbon Army? I'm just like, fair point though. When the bomb dropped on Japan, the people that helped out Japan the most was America because, we did the most amount of damage and we were just like, well, we were trying to help rebuild them and do what we can to help with what we did. And they brought a lot of things over and one of them was cartoons in the 1940s. So Japan during the late 1940s, early 50s got a lot of very, very racist cartoons of that time frame. So because of that, and since a lot of people in Japan never saw a black person to begin with, they started making all the black characters look like that. So,
and it's, like I said, it's a thing of how that time was back then. Not saying it was okay, but it's just how it was. And that's why like, I personally don't really take offense to it because that's just how that shit was back then, and we just kind of is what it is.
Right.
But like, I feel like some people are really there's some people will take it very, very far. You'll see that every once in a while. Some people take it super, super far. I personally don't. It's kind of like there's another thing that happens in Naruto, which is Naruto like constantly getting hit for things because he's just goofy. That's something too that like is not really like that one actually took a lot longer to get through. I'm not gonna lie, for people to kind of get over.
I feel like that. So my take on that, like I definitely agree. I feel like that like abuse comedy is overrated unless it has proper build-up. Like if it's something in the background where a character is making like the paper fan to whack someone upside the head with, that can be funny, But just because of the fact that like I'm just gonna say this right now, I hate Sakura because of this. I do hate Sakura because of how abusive she is to Naruto.
I thought we just hated her because she was like useless.
Okay, she's not useless.
She very much is.
No, she's not. And
how?
Okay. when during the war, three-way deadlock, the new three-way deadlock, Sakura brought out freaking the slug and had all of them working together. She was the head of all of those slugs working together and healing all those people in with her medical ninjutsu. She is not useless. She has so much. She was able to save Kankuro. She was able to fight well. She was able to make an antidote against Sasori. She like a lot of people say she's useless in different ways, and I can see that because of the fact that she freezes up every time Sasuke's name gets
that's also
mentioned.
like saying that everyone can say that like Naruto and other characters are also useless in different ways. The fact is the problem is that Sakura got a bad rep because like a lot of the Naruto fandom couldn't see beyond Naruto can blow up stuff, Sasuke can blow up stuff.
Sakura punchy and heal.
Yeah, Sakura can punch stuff, but the fact that she basically kept Naruto alive.
She did keep Naruto alive. Like opened up, kept his heart pumping.
Yeah, like kept Naruto alive during it. Kept all the other, like you said, the other ninja or the other ninjas alive with her medical ninjutsu. It's just because you know what it really goes to show, and I joke about this, but I'm actually not joking about it. Not joking about this is that people don't value the support class.
They don't. People think that being a support class is like bottoming for gamers, but it's just like, no, you are power topping because it's just like if you don't pull at my speed, I'm leaving you behind to get shot and die. You stay with me, not the other way around. Get that through your mind. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate Sakura because she's a manipulator. She's very abusive to Naruto, emotionally and physically abusive, and she's like not even that pretty. Like the fact that people simp over her hard, and I'm just like, she's not that pretty. She's not that freaking nice. Her personality is trash, and she belongs in the trash bin with Sasuke. Honestly, I hate both of them. Like they're
Sasuke meat riders, bro. That used to be a whole type of personality. It was so funny.
Oh no. Itachi meat riders, bro. Itachi meat riders are another breed of fuck, man. A lot of people are just like, oh, Itachi was supposed to be the main big bad over Madara, but they pulled. I was like, no, that's not confirmed. Nowhere was it ever said. Y'all just want freaking Itachi's meat in your mouth. Shut the fuck up.
No,
exactly. Like don't get me wrong. Like I like Itachi. Okay, I'm gonna get back to Sakura first, but then I'll get back to the Itachi meat rider shit. But like, final thoughts on it is that it's just like she's not useless, but goddamn, do I hate her. Especially okay. Final nail in the coffin was the Road to Naruto movie, where she's complaining about how her parents were being parents and trying to teach her how to live right. And then when Naruto agrees with her parents, she immediately follows it up with, Sasuke would have agreed with me. Bitch, no. Get the fuck out. Don't you dare start pulling that shit. You absolute bitch. I just hate her, dude, so goddamn much. But yeah, no, freaking Itachi meat riders will literally like ride like him.
Itachi is the greatest because he can do blah blah blah, and he has the better genjutsu, and he has the better. Shit, it's behind me.
He had the actual perfect Susanoo, even though he brought out half of it during the middle of the fight, and he has the better genjutsu. He actually could do all the ninjutsu better than Kakashi, and he taught Hiruzen how to do this, that, and the other. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, there are so many meat riders when it comes to Itachi.
100.
It's all the edgy motherfuckers, bro.
Itachi can beat Madara despite the fact no, he can't. Itachi can beat what is it? Adult Sasuke? No, he can't.
Yeah, no. Naruto could beat Itachi because Naruto was holding back in his fight against Sasuke at the very end of the series, and Naruto could collapse Itachi any day of the damn week. I'm sorry, but no. Itachi's cool. Itachi was strong, but like, he was not that fantastic enough to be endgame villain, and he didn't even want to be a villain to begin with. He did what he had to.
Kill an entire clan, pretty much?
He didn't want to. he did that solely for the sake of his village and to make sure that Sasuke stayed alive. Because if he didn't do that and he sided with them, they would have wiped them all out. So the option, basically for Itachi, the options were, hey, you either kill your family for a supposed insurrection, supposed, big air quotations that probably was not going to happen, by the way, but supposed insurrection, and you can keep your little brother alive, or we kill all of you, you included. You may be an asset, but we'd rather have you and all the Uchiha dead than have, any possibility of anything else.
No, exactly. And so I would say, like, when it comes to Itachi, it's very difficult to listen to, like, so many. There is, like you said, there's so many meat riders when it comes to it, especially when it comes to his power scaling shit. A lot of times you'll get the what about a healthy Itachi? What about it? The last time he was healthy, he was like 7. Like, as much as, like, you could be like, well, he had Hokage level wisdom. Yeah, but he didn't have Hokage level, like, skills. He had skills relatively to a Jonin, but anybody above that is going to absolutely obliterate him.
He put the fear of God in the Danzo.
Oh yeah, like God in the Danzo, but remember the Danzo is just hacked out, and a lot of people too, like Obito. Well, Obito didn't, Obito was scared of. There's a thing we're saying. Obito didn't want to fight Itachi. Yeah, because he still knew it was going to be a high difficulty fight. You know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't mean that Obito couldn't take him in that form. He just chose not to do it because it wouldn't benefit him at all. Later on, I would say that once he got the Rinnegan, oh yeah, absolutely. No, he was clapping. He would have clapped Itachi.
100. It's like that whole thing we were talking about with Itachi versus Jiraiya back when they first met each other in original Naruto.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, with Jiraiya was, you said that Jiraiya was supposed to be stronger than Itachi, which sucks because when you watch it, there's no fucking way.
Well, it's not that I said that he was stronger. I said that Itachi himself even said that, like, either both of us are dying or both of us are walking away seriously injured. Like, he said that I said that he would beat Kisame because Kisame even said, yeah, I'd lose to Jiraiya every day of the damn week.
Well, and it wouldn't be beneficial for him in an actual, like, I don't want to say social, but, like, it wouldn't be beneficial for Itachi to fight Jiraiya anyways.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to fight an ally of the Hidden Leaf when you're an ally of the Hidden Leaf?
Yeah. Well,
so, like,
he'd have to do that to keep himself undercover. It's like that whole thing of, like, cops would have to do things that, like, would go against themselves for cops, and so it's kind of like a similar situation.
Right. And that's why, like, when he was able to get out of there without any issues. And what I did appreciate that he even mentioned how much he fucked up with Sasuke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he admits that it was his fault that Sasuke turned out a lot of it. Like, if I would have just been honest with you in the beginning about what was going on, that's honestly, that makes sense. Like, Sasuke, basically his entire existence was just constantly lied to over and over and over and over. And so, like, eventually it got to the point where he wanted to find, and that's why he went to talk about what's a shinobi, what does it mean to be a ninja? What does it mean to have a village? Because honestly, he hasn't had any of it. Like, I mean, his dad was setting up a coup behind his back, like, the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, Itachi purposely manipulated him. Obito manipulated him.
I just don't understand why Itachi, like, tried to make Sasuke not want to be, like, I get that. But at the same time, like, did you really have to say you don't have enough hate in your heart, dude? Like,
Well,
I feel
that's
like
why I
that
the
was-
fact that he mentions that, like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, bro. There's fucking up. There's fucking up in how you treat your little brother, and then there's torturing your brother for like an entire year in his mind by
Oh, dude,
watching him.
they said that he did it
murder.
over 300 times in that last little bit that we watched.
Yeah.
He made Sasuke relive the Uchiha massacre over 300 times.
Yeah. Like there's
Why?
there's a difference. Okay,
It was-
I will
You're like, bro, it wasn't that serious.
for real. It wasn't that deep, bro. I will say that the girl that had a crush on Itachi, and then Itachi, the way that Itachi handled her was pretty.
Oh
You-
yeah,
you guys-
he made her live that entire life, their entire lives together, and like literally like a blink of an eye.
Yep. Like literally gave her the like infinite Tsukuyomi fucking dreamscape, and she died peacefully in her sleep supposedly, but it's just like I am so sorry for this.
Yeah,
That
So,
was
okay, so
fucked,
basically
but
to
so
say
sweet.
To say what happened, because you probably don't know. So yeah, Itachi was in the middle of the coup where he was killing off the rest of his clan.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to spare the love of his life, he decided to put her into a genjutsu where they lived together for the rest of their lives.
Mhm.
So she spent her whole life with him in like a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like,
Which
damn,
honestly, that's the sweetest death that he ever gave somebody.
well, and then
So
like,
like,
could you imagine when he died and then went to the afterlife and he was like, "Hey, babe." Like,
right? She wakes up, she's actually in the body of a child again, so she's just like, "Oh, sweet, I get to return to my youth." And then she sees everyone else is just like their actual age when she actually died, and she's just like, "I have so many questions."
and like I think with like Itachi too. Like I don't think Itachi's bad. It's just his fan base just sucks.
Yeah, his fan base is toxic. It's like any
But like
anime
you said, the
fan
same
base,
thing with like
honestly.
with Sasuke, but like I've disagreed with Sasuke. I know we've talked back and forth with Sasuke before. Like I actually think Sasuke is one of the better characters written in the series.
Ooh, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, you only seen part one. Shut up. So like these.
I don't know.
I'm with the scrub. I'm with the newbie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
Like-
don't really like Sasuke
Don't-
as a character.
Because like here's my bag with it, right? Like I get he goes through major character development themes, but they're all in the worst ways possible. That makes me not. I understand the character that pushes everybody away, but the fact that he's like so easily forgiven. Like,
but that's not Sasuke's problem. Like that's
No, I know it's-
the
I
writer.
just think he's bipolar. Like 1 second he'll go like from being like super chill and then go to like hating everybody.
no, not even close. Not even close to bipolar. My dad's bipolar. I lived with that shit. So, like, he's not bipolar. He's just a psychopath. Like, straight up. Like, this dude literally was going to kill literally everybody he possibly could to do what he wanted. And he thinks he has validation for that. He's just like, I was hurt.
See, my
And-
thing with that, because this is a lot in part one, right? I know it dips into part two as well, but like the thing with part one that I really enjoyed was the fact that he was going to like separate from that part. So like he had that like, well, I'm gonna go kill someone, and then he was willing to actually like throw that away when they're in the fight with Gaara. When he mentions that he doesn't want to see his comrades die. The reason why he does that is because of the fact that he believes like whatever Itachi would be, he wants to be the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So he believes that Itachi would like abandon his comrades. So it's like, no, fuck that. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like my comrades are here, and then it isn't until once Itachi unfortunately gets, once Itachi shows up again,
and then makes him kind of get that hateful focus again. You know what I mean? Of why he was doing this whole crusade in the first place, which made sense. It was like, okay, well, then all of a sudden, remember too that the people with the curse marks completely interested him. Like he thought he was just gonna clap the ones with the curse marks. He's like, yeah, dude, look, I beat Dara, bro. Like you guys are trash. And nope. Like, nope, not at all. Like last time I checked, you saw it too, bro. He got his ass thrown right back into the wall, and they were like, yeah, don't even fucking try. And so it's not until later on, when he's not until later on in like Shippuden, or when he leaves the village, I guess I should say, when he's like, okay, well, I know that Orochimaru can give me power because he's also saw what Orochimaru could do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like even in the Forest of Death, he's like, dude, this dude is some serious shit. So then once you get to, he trains with Orochimaru, trains with Orochimaru for like, was it 3 years? I think it is. Isn't it more?
2.
2 years?
Yeah, it's 2.
Okay, so 2 years. Goes and trains with Orochimaru, and then when we first see him, he's literally ready to clap all 4 of, like, Yamato, Sai, was basically like Sasuke, but not as cool.
Okay, Sai's pretty cool.
Like, when he put his hand up, he was ready to drop the whole fucking Kirin on him immediately.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, Orochimaru had to be like, yeah, bro, we're not doing that right now.
Yeah, he's just like, that is way too powerful of a jutsu.
Like, we have to
right the fuck now.
Show first before we can do this. Like, so, like, I mean, Sasuke had no qualms with, like, offing them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that Sasuke was willing to kill them. Like, it's like, what was I going to say? Later on in the series, though, is like the whole thing is Itachi 100%. Well, Orochimaru, I don't got nothing left for you, and I know that you're trying to steal my body. Like, it's not like he was unannounced to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knew from the get-go that he wanted his body.
Oh yeah, he knew right from the beginning. So then he's like, okay, well then I'm gonna kill you because there's nothing else you can teach me. So like,
I think it's less that and more like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Peace. Orochimaru, no, I still need to do my shit. He's like, you come for me, I'm taking your head. Those are your options, homeboy. And then he freaking got killed.
Right, and that's the thing is like I think that's one thing I really did enjoy later on was watching the way that Sasuke just like offed Orochimaru. He basically beat him with a big ass no you. But it wasn't until Datara's fight where like you actually kind of see Sasuke's not no slouch. Like as much as people want to be like, well, he won because he pulled some bullshit with fucking Manda. Okay, yeah, well, Naruto was able to pull out the fox right at that moment because Hinata decided to go be a hero. Like, I don't know if people were watching, but Naruto was not winning that fight against Pain.
Oh yeah, no, he was not. Like, he was winning a good chunk of the fight because he beat all the other sages or all the other paths of pain, and then he got to the last one, and then it's just like.
So for I don't know if you know or not, Vanilla, but Pain.
Pain killed Hinata, and then Naruto went apeshit.
So like it didn't bode well for Naruto, and that's the thing is like, the fox portion of it kind of got pulled out of his ass too. So like, but when Sasuke's fighting Deidara, that fight, like you can actually see Sasuke is a lot more knowledgeable than people give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew the fact of like the chakra natures and stuff, which wouldn't surprise me that he would know these, like how the natures work. And then he tests it. You watch him actually through there. He tests it like multiple times to make sure that it's working.
Which actually does bring something up for me for Naruto. So Naruto's chakra style is or chakra nature is wind, right?
Yep.
My problem with it is that basically it was saying that, hey, all of your chakra nature, all of your shit is literally used to make Sasuke more powerful. Like, all of Sasuke's moves are fire and lightning related, and both of those things get more powerful with wind nature chakra.
Fire was with wind. Was wind. I don't think lightning wasn't. Lightning actually was like kind of a counter, or wind was a counter
Pretty
to wind.
sure it was wind was helpful to it as well.
Well,
I mean, you could look at it either way in my eyes. Like, you could like either look at it as wind enhances fire, or if the fire could also enhance the wind. So,
right, and that's actually something that they don't really bring up too much. And like the thing is that when they mention that too, by the time that the other fight comes around, he really doesn't use any of it. Like the thing that's kind of sucks with Naruto towards the end is that his fighting is very like he doesn't really use the other Rasengan. Like he has multiple Rasengans, which I thought was really cool. I wish we could have fucking saw him.
The mini Rasen Shuriken is forever my favorite.
Like I love like the planetary one. You know, I love the planetary Rasengan. I loved the like the what is it? The one where he makes the giant like the big like the ball and then grabs with like the chakra or with the chakra arms and then brings it back. But then he also gets, because he becomes best friends with all the tailed beasts after one conversation. He
the power of that voice, man.
When the conversation is, I'm going to free you guys from this guy who is holding you in your chains and your yokes. I'm going to free you, my brothers, from this oppression. Then yes, that conversation would work a little bit better. Just saying. But I did look it up. I was wrong. Lightning is weak against wind, and wind is more powerful against lightning. That is my B. I'll take that. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I think Naruto using more wind abilities would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, I wish he would have used more wind abilities.
I feel like there's just like a lot in this power system.
Huh?
I feel like there's just a whole lot of shit in this power system.
There kind of is.
There is.
It depends. There is until like you get, like I said, once you get the Sharingan shit involved, because that's when shit starts really like getting frustrating. I'm not going to say it's annoying. I'm just going to say it's 100% frustrating.
I feel like that the fact that there's so many complications with like, there's different elemental styles, there's the Geki Genkai, there's the ocular jutsus, there's the demon beast.
Are fucking cool, but like they're never fucking used.
They're not. They're really cool and they're never fucking used. But my problem. So what I was getting into is that it's just like, I feel like that. Honestly, I like Bleach a bit better because of the fact that it's just like they only talk about their powers in like a 1v1 setting. You know, like there's
have you watched
so
Bleach?
much.
Have you watched Bleach at all?
Nah.
It's good when it comes to the power system and how their world is stuff. It's very well done.
It is, but Ichigo is the king of ass pulls, and honestly, that does kind of make it
king of
disappointing.
ass pulls.
Motherfucker, his literal DNA is the perfect mix of Hollow, Quincy, and human.
You could say the same thing about Naruto.
I do say that about Naruto, which is why I feel like he wouldn't make as good of a character as Rock Lee, because Rock Lee would have been a more entertaining.
Rock Lee's character arc was literally up. Like
it was. No, I agree. I do agree that it was trash, but he would have been a better character because of the fact that like he has no jutsus, he has nothing but hands. Like if you gave Rock Lee like a freaking like just work Kenichi the mightiest disciple, freaking working from the bottom to the top to become the greatest that he could, not even to become Hokage, just like become the best fighter that he could, it'd have been more entertaining than like Demon Kid who has a demon in his body sealed, and then we happen to find out, oh yeah, he's from a long lost clan of ninja who happen to have the greatest chakra reserves on the planet, and it's also related to the most busted wood style user on the face of this planet too.
Oh yeah, but you also remember that he's the son of the dude who was able to basically plow right through the fucking Nine Tails. I don't know. Did you read the one shot?
I did not. I did not
Okay.
read the one shot.
So there was a one shot for Naruto where it was actually featuring Minato, right?
Okay.
And during the one shot, he ends up fighting or he ends up training with Kushina, and Kushina starts leaking like the chakra out, right? Because it's before that she, I think it might be before, I don't know if she's before she gets birth or not, but he ends up getting stabbed with one of the tails and just straight up gets sent into, like the little mind area or whatever that they have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he like whips, like straight up just like whips the Nine Tails, and then seals him, and he seals up the Nine Tails again, and the Nine Tails is like, "Yo, dude, I don't know what the fuck, but like your chakra, this seal is like just as good, if not better, than like the first."
Yeah.
Like it scared him.
Yeah. No. Freaking Kurama hates Minato with a burning passion.
He could beat him. Like that's the thing too, is because he can beat him. But like that's what bothered me a little bit. Which I kind of wish they wouldn't have pushed so hard for, I guess, to make him this, he's so amazing. He's just awesome. Okay, that's the thing. He's just awesome. Like Minato is just awesome. He's got the best sealing jutsu, and he can teleport.
There's no faults in his character.
No, well, there is later on. I will say there is faults later on. God forbid, thank God, because he does come out as like this, this really great child, this golden child, and he's just amazing, and everyone loves him. And then it's not until after. Even notice he doesn't take a hit until after he finds out that Obito was like the masked man the entire time. Like once he figures that out, his whole mindset switches. Like Minato just starts taking L after L at that point.
Yeah, it's because of the fact that they needed plot and to, move things along and not make it to be the Minato show.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's fair. I'm not gonna lie. It also would make sense how he, for someone who is like, oh, this is so great and blah blah blah, and then he's like, dude, I didn't even realize that I fucking fought my own student.
Right.
Like I have made critical error.
I have made a mistake.
Like I have rolled a real nat 1 on my perception check, guys.
Okay, but to be fair, how is he supposed to know that freaking Obito had the ability to phase through shit? Like, Obito barely showed any jutsu during Kakashi's backstory.
Oh yeah, no,
at the end of Naruto. Correct. So it's like, it's less that he rolled a nat 1, but it's just like, how could he?
Right, no, exactly. And I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. I think that's like in his mind.
That's what he views it as.
Yeah, like I failed. I made a fuck up.
Yeah, that's the thing with like teachers as a whole. It's just like, even if you don't know who the person is, you could immediately just think, "Hey, this is my biggest regret."
It's kind of like, it's like if you see a bunch of a kid who ends up beating up someone else. I should have been able to stop that if I would have just known. And that's not fair to him either. He's putting blame on himself that he shouldn't.
Right.
But it also goes into how much they overvalue the Kages.
Yeah, but
also,
I feel like that's.
I wish they would have made the other Kage stronger, because nothing screams, "Oh, this sucks balls," than watching other Kage just get their ass whooped.
Right? Like freaking the second Kage that Sasori had. That motherfucker, like,
that was the third.
Huh?
That was the third.
Okay. I thought that was. I didn't know if that was the second or third.
Yeah, he's the third. He's the third.
Yeah,
one.
because then the fourth was Gaara's dad. Yep. Who was the actual worst parent in anime.
Not the worst parent in anime.
No. Worst parent in anime is probably Guts'
Apologize.
dad.
Like that's the least I can give him is he apologized.
Yeah, okay, he apologized after death. There's a difference. He
I'm sorry,
apologized
did
after.
Did he fuse his son and a random dog?
Okay, you right.
Like there's at the end of the day, if you want to say who the worst parent is, there's no way you can say who the worst parent is without bringing him up.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. 100%, Shao Tucker is easily top 3 worst dads. I feel like
What's above him?
the only person I would say is above him, and I have decent reason, is Guts' dad from Berserk.
Never watched Berserk or read it. I've heard not to watch it.
Okay, so this is gonna get dark. And hear me out. Let me explain my reasoning. Okay.
Hold on. We'll bring it up, but we'll bring it up after the podcast because I don't know how that's actually going to go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I won't.
Berserk's a little fucked.
Yeah, it's really dark and really messed up.
Let's just say Guts is one of the best. Like honestly, Guts is a character that is one of the most like
human.
He's a character that's just purely he's one of my favorites because of the fact I love how he's just a character that I want to say relatable in a way. Like he's constantly gets beat down, but yet still will keep pulling himself back up.
Yeah.
Like he's the embodiment of determination. Like straight up.
He's too angry to die, is what it is. He's the epitome of man too angry to die, is what his power is.
But yeah, like I think that don't get me wrong, Gaara's dad was absolutely terrible. Also, the reason why the sand protects you, and this is one of the dumbest ones in my opinion, was because your mother's love. That's the reason why the sand protects you. And I'm like,
yeah, that's the stupidest excuse.
So like Gaara's sand's just straight up just pinging left and right. He knows exactly what it's doing. It's like, nah, you ain't touching my boy.
No, that's so dumb. But okay, but you gotta admit that the guy that Guts' dad was definitely a top pick for worst dads in anime.
Oh yeah, no,
Shao Tucker.
I don't even count him as like the one that you're talking about. The one when he's in the band, right?
Okay, someone keeps shifting around. Can you not have the mic so close when you're doing that? Sorry. But
is that
say that again?
Is that the bandit camp guy?
Yes, that's the mercenary camp guy.
Isn't that Gambino?
Yeah, Gambino's the one who raised Guts.
Yeah. Oh no, I would say he's an absolute piece of shit. Yeah, I would say he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put him as I would put him as the worst.
You want to know the worst dad? Deku's dad, because bro wasn't even there.
Bro was on a business trip straight up. Because
who are we talking about?
Deku's dad.
Oh, yeah. Deku's dad. Deku's dad is. A lot of people are saying is all for one, which
it's not all for one.
No, it's not.
It has been confirmed that he's on a trip, basically, supporting his family.
Nah, he's a terrible father.
No way. I'm actually gonna say no on that one because it's like, come to find out, oh, my kid how did you my kid didn't have any abilities when I left, and now all of a sudden he has he's
the main character.
Yeah. Since when did my son become the main character? That's ridiculous. No, I think he's one of my. I would say, is one of the best dads.
Who
suffered one of the worst fates? Chief Yagami from Death Note.
Oh
yeah.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to put a damper on the mood, but there's
no.
I love Death Note.
Dude,
no, he's a good dad. He had a terrible son.
Yeah. It's amazing to me though. Too.
Bro, his son was on some Zamasu shit.
For real though.
His Light Yagami is like the embodiment of God complex in human form. It's so funny to me because it's like, oh, how did that start? Well, it started because he was bored.
Well, that's a stupid way to start. No, that's how. If I found a random,
I hated the Death Note live action so much, dude. As soon as I was like watching the movie, I never actually finished it, but as soon as like he immediately told somebody about the book, I was like, nah, I'm not watching this shit.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Every time we talk about the Death Note thing, I think I start getting a heart attack.
So here's the thing that I will say. Like, yes, I agree with you. I hate that they Americanized and Westernized Death Note. I hate that they had L come out in public like a buffoon. I hate that they had the freaking main dude from the the Nickelodeon show Naked Brothers Band as Light. That was so dumb to me. Fun fact,
I will give it. Ryuk looked really cool,
no,
but that was not it.
I was going to say the best thing about that movie was Willem the fucking Foe as goddamn Ryuk. That is perfect.
William Dafoe. Like,
No, I'm not. No, I'm not surprised. I'm just saying he was the best thing about that fucking movie, and I hate that his face was covered most of the time. I'm just like, dude, what is with American freaking directors and movie producers who get Japanese scripts and think, hey, we can fix this? No! It was fine the way it is, you motherfuckers. It's like the same thing. Okay, have you guys did either of you guys watch Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid?
I watched it as a kid, but I do not remember it at all.
Okay, what about you, Afro?
yes.
Yeah? Okay.
That
Have you
was such
seen
an angry yes.
Yeah.
I know where this is going, and I don't.
Oh yeah, he knows where this is about to go. Have you heard the shit that Netflix has been doing with the live action show?
Oh, what have they done with the show? Like I haven't watched that one yet.
You know what?
So
Let him cook.
yeah, you're gonna need to let me cook on this one. So here's the thing: is that first of all, I will give props. I will give two props to it. Its casting choice and costume design are peak. Like Aang looks like Aang. Firelord Ozai, I love the actor that they chose for that. I love Zuko's actor for that. My problems lie in the fact that that the original writers from the show jumped ship because they're having major conflicts with Netflix writers because of the direction that Netflix wanted to go.
No, what a surprise. Netflix has conflicts with writers because they're writers.
Yeah. Right. So Netflix is not going to have Aang be happy-go-lucky adventure kid like he's supposed to be. Like, his literal arc as a character starts with him being the overly adventurous, overly carefree kid that wants to go on adventures and ends up leading to more troubles for him to be maturing. And instead of, that attitude and nature causing the plot to move forward, he's going to get visions to have the plot move forward. It's like it takes away a huge chunk of his character arc. The next one is that Sokka at the start of the series was heavily misogynistic because of the fact that like he was left by his dad to lead the village when the village was mostly a bunch of widows, old women, and children. So because of that, he has a massive full head, and they're taking that out of his character arc in the live action. I'm just like,
they're trying to tone it down, but I'm like, in our reality, a lot of that actually makes sense because it's not like none of it's justified. It's not like whenever you get a character in any of these day and ages, Velma, who decides to say some off the wall stuff and then it gets justified.
Right.
No, instead, it's actually frowned upon quite a lot. But if the writers actually watch the shit they fucking talk about, they would know that. Anyways,
for real though, it's like there's just so many things that are just.
How's Toph in the live action?
Blind.
She's not. She's not gonna be mentioned until season 2.
Okay, yeah, Toph's my favorite character. So
she's the greatest character in that show, 100%. I actually got
one of the guys I watched, Nux Taku, said that she's overpowered done right.
Yes, 100%. So here's the thing: is that I got into an argument with my girlfriend. We were talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I said Iroh is my second favorite character. Right? I love Uncle Iroh. He's a great character, but he's my second favorite character. My girlfriend was immediately like, "Look, just because you like Sokka and you kind of vibe and click with him does not mean he's the best character." I'm like, "Incorrect. He is my third favorite character." Immediately, my girl's just like, "Who's your favorite?" I'm like, "The blind motherfucking bandit Toph goddamn Bay Fog. Get the fuck out of here."
That makes fucking sense. Bro.
It's just so funny in like the original show, just like how much everyone just forgets she's blind.
Right?
I mean, the thing is,
I
like, the thing
don't
about this
know. I
original
can't
show,
read. Seriously, people, I'm blind.
Or like when they toss her the belt and just smokes her in the head.
Right. I'll take that first episode she's in. I'll take that belt back now. Clunk. Like, so the thing with Toph is that she's the best character, I think, because of the fact that she's capable. And she proves she's capable. You know? Like, the problem that I have with Korra, Legend of Korra, right? Is that Korra at the start of it, the first 10 seconds she's on screen, she breaks down the door and shouts, "I'm the Avatar now, and you need to deal with it." And honestly,
Basically Boruto.
no, I was okay with that. That Korra I was okay with. I was okay with a character who came in guns blazing as a kid, just being loud, because I'm a loud person and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with it. My problem with Korra is that she then proceeds to get beat every single time she fights. And even in a race against children on air scooters, she had to bust out the Avatar state in order to win. Bitch, you lost to children.
Well, isn't that when like she had the whole thing about she knows like the physical side of it, but she don't know the fucking spiritual side or whatever the fuck.
Which I get, but it's so dumb to me because it's just like Toph, when she comes out and she's talking a big game, she proves she's capable. Like, if you're going to have a strong character who is loud and is just, you gotta make them freaking capable at the start. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. Like, yeah, have the spiritual aspect of it and have her needing to learn it, but like the fact that she loses every fight she's basically in is so dumb to me.
Just giving off major Vegito vibes.
Okay, Vegito actually proved himself capable.
Well, no, I love Vegito. I don't. People who say Gogeta is stronger than Vegito are stupid.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think Vegito actually is stronger than Gogeta.
So,
well, they say in the manga that Potara's multiplies their strength, like adds then multiplies, while just Fusion Dance just adds them together.
Oh,
no,
really?
so the thing is that it's not even a multiplication process. It's that the Fusion Dance is imperfect. It's an imperfect balance because of the fact that the time limit is actually a lot shorter than the Pataras are supposed to be. So technically, the power outage is more powerful for the Pataras, technically speaking. However, the problem is that they added the bullshit explanation in Super that the reason that you guys actually unfused isn't because of the fact that originally that there were things in Boo's bodies that caused massive impurities that fucked with the scale, but in actuality, it's that it was made for gods, and because of that, you guys unfused because of how much power outage there was.
Yeah, that was some straight horseshit.
That was 100% BS.
And then after that, later on, you find out that you can actually overload the fusions.
Right. Which also putting that on the table, I will say though, while I agree Vegito is stronger, Gogeta has won every fight he's been in.
Well, okay, so my opinion against that is that Vegito intentionally lost to Boo, and against Zamasu, he was too strong for the Pataras, so the fusion couldn't last.
I know, but
so both times he couldn't win.
I will say he got caught on purpose. He didn't intentionally lose. You know, like there is a difference with the two of those. Like he intentionally did get caught, so that he could try to free everybody, so he didn't kill his family while they were in Boo. But he didn't intentionally lose. And I do agree, like, yeah, the power outage was too much. Oh, it should have only lasted for an hour, barely lasted for 10 fucking minutes, which is still stupid as hell. But
So as far as to say, like, Vegito couldn't win any of his fights where Gogeta had to.
I know, but at least he still won. He still has those. Okay, think about it like this. It's like Sasuke, right? Sasuke and Vegeta both never beat anybody.
Oh,
Think about it. He didn't beat B.
No, don't even. And Vegeta has beaten Vegeta. Okay,
Name one major villain that Vegeta has beat.
Villain?
Major villain. Major villain.
Okay, so we're not going that Vegeta never actually lost a fight against Goku, right? Because he hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't lost a single fight to Goku.
He's never lost a fight to Goku.
No. I will say, though, okay, I will say in the Boo fight, in the Boo saga, Vegeta cheap shot Goku, and on top of that, Goku had Super Saiyan 3 in his back pocket the entire time.
He never actually cheap shotted Goku.
He won. He had his back turned and was ready to heal up.
He knew that Goku he knocked Goku out because otherwise that fight didn't matter. The reason why he did it. The reason why he did it. Listen, the reason why he did it was because he knew he fucked up. Because the whole thing was that he wanted to feel like being a Saiyan and like unleashing his authentic self. But like it, after when he's fighting Goku, and Goku keeps saying, "Dude, we're gonna end up releasing the fucking evil, right? Like Boo's it's gonna get on our fucking radar and all that shit." And then he's like, "Well, I don't care." And then all of a sudden, guess what? When he actually felt the damage, yeah, he fucking cared.
Yeah, and I agree. Him switching up,
him knocking out Goku was only on purpose, just because like he didn't want to fight anymore. So it made more sense for him to knock out Goku and then go and do the fight himself. Otherwise, Goku
it's less he didn't want to fight himself, and more along the lines of just like, hey, you have a better chance of helping other people out than I do, and I'm going to try to fix it myself. But he still cheap shot Goku when his back was turned. That was 100% a cheap shot.
Would you rather have them have a whole fight just for them to just be like, well, this wasn't worth it? So it made sense. It made complete sense that he did hit him from the back. I will give it that he did, like, he knocked him in the back of the head. But I would never say it's like a win of a fight. If you wanted to say it's a win, I'd say it's more like it's a draw. Or did not finish.
So, yeah, for that, I will say that fight was a draw. I will also say, though, that the fight of Goku versus Vegeta the first time around, I will say is probably a draw, too. Because,
I would actually say Vegeta. So the problem is Vegeta won that fight. The fight against Goku, Vegeta won. It's that late afterwards, you had the whole shit with Gohan stepping in and then going into the Ozaru. That's when things get messy. But I would honestly say that Vegeta actually won the fight against Goku because there was no way Goku's gonna win. Like he was.
Yeah, but so here's the thing about that though, is that even if we argue these points and I view them as valid, Vegeta himself views those as his losses.
Oh, of course, Vegeta's gonna view them as a loss. I'm not saying that like him as a character is not going to view it differently. I'm just saying that like everyone who keeps going and saying they're like, oh, Vegeta just like they did that whole thing in Dragon Ball Super where they had the sparring match and then Vegeta won because it's his first win against Goku. Tell me you never watched Dragon Ball without telling me you never watched Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but okay, here's the thing though, is that even if that's the case, like part of that is also the writer. Part of that is also Toriyama saying that Goku or Vegeta's never beaten Goku before. Like
that's one of the biggest problems is like fucking what's his name that we just said. Toriyama just feeds into his own. I mean, granted, he's a pantser writer. You know what I mean? Like he just kind of does shit.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it just fucks it. He fucks his own shit so hard that there's no coming back from it, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, well, think about it like this, right? So Araki, the guy that wrote JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he has continually stated multiple times over that Star Platinum is the strongest stand in existence. Like that is it is his creation. He says that he is the strongest stand in existence, and yet everybody else in the fandom refused to listen and fights tooth and nail that he's not.
No. Hold on. He said it's the strongest physical stand because that's why he started creating different stands to like kind of take away so they're not just punchy stands.
Yeah.
But if you look at in terms of how the actual strongest stand is, it's right now it's soft and wet go beyond.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like 100%. In terms of physical, you're not physically beating Star Platinum, even though technically fucking Dio did on fucking multiple occasions.
Well, no, because they both got into punching matches and his hands broke.
Oh, at the end, but remember Dio kept fucking slipping them both times.
As a person that's never watched JoJo, Part 1 Dio is the best.
Oh, Dio's my favorite character. Dio
Dio is so good. My favorite is probably Yoshikage Kira.
So, okay. I love Dio as a villain. Dio is probably my favorite villain solely because of the fact that this motherfucker is the pettiest guy alive and dead. Like, his bullshit spans multiverses. The fact is that you're on your bullshit so hard that your shit affects 9 generations of one man's bloodline is the funniest thing.
To get away from him was to literally have the villain try to create a different universe where he didn't exist.
Mm-hmm. And even then, there were alternate universe Joestars that existed. So fucking that bullshit never got away.
No, it didn't. It didn't until part 7. Part 7
even
was the last
no, because part 7 even still had Dios. It had Dio.
No, that's not Dio. That's Diego.
No, it had a Dio. It had another Dio.
Yeah, Diego Brando.
No, not Diego Brando. Freaking. Okay.
When was it? I'm actually
fucking Valentine pulled out. Yes, it's technically Diego Brando, but it's still technically Dio from another universe that has the world.
It's Diego Brando, but Diego Brando had the world. That was his original stand, I believe. Was the world. It's just that because he got his power. This Diego in that universe got his power from Scary Monster.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna lie, Scary Monster is like the number one stand I would want because dinosaurs.
Yeah. So Vanilla, basically as like everything in anime, the things called stands have different powers and different abilities, right? Scary Monsters.
I have a very basic understanding of stands.
I kind of figure, but Scary Monsters, what it does is that it turns other people into dinosaurs. It's literally the Spider-Man meme of just like, you could have saved the world and like cured cancer. I didn't want to cure cancer. I wanted to create dinosaurs.
That's what I love about the stand too, is because like the stand is like it can turn so Diego can turn himself because he has the eye of the corpse part, but like he can turn himself into a dinosaur and anything he touches into dinosaurs. He has
dinosaurs under his control.
Yeah. So I was like, that's awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a fuck. That's the most awesome thing ever.
It is, for the lulz and for the jokes, it is the stupidest, funniest thing in existence, and I love it.
In terms of like stands wise, like I always thought that there's actually one that I think is really underrated. Like it's in like when you look at like those like how strong some of these stands are. No one talks about green grass of home from part 6, and it bothered me.
Yeah.
That stand is basically this stand is basically Gojo's Infinity.
Yeah.
Like, it's Gojo's Limitless stand. And like no nobody says anything about it. They're like, it's like, oh, it's because it's, if it was given to a person that wasn't, the green baby, the ability would be absolutely beyond busted.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole thing is like if the baby perceives you as a threat, right? So the closer you get to it, the more you shrink. So what happens is like if I'm like, I don't know, 10 feet away, I'm at normal, right?
Mhm.
I'm at my normal height. However, if I am now trying to get to like 5 feet away, I am now shrunk half that. And then I'd shrink in half again if I got halfway through another time. To the point where you will never actually reach it.
Yeah.
It will make sure that you never actually reach the stand. And then once you get so small, eventually the stand will appear and proceed to just crush you right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, it is the most ridiculous stand that nobody talks about. And I'm like, I would put this on the list of stands that it's broken. Like, it's really broken. It's just because it's on a user that's literally a baby.
Yeah, test tube baby.
Baby demon.
Yep.
But yeah, like I would think
no. Baby Jesus, because he is the son of Dio.
Oh yeah. Like no, you said part one. Part one Dio is one of my personal favorites. Like he's just
I love his design.
Huh?
I love his design.
Oh, his design is great. His intro when he kicks the dog right away, and I'm like, oh, so this is what we're doing.
Yeah, that was fucked. I grew up with the black and white Great Dane, so that seeing that for the first time, I was just like, oh.
Bro, I grew up with a Boston. So
I grew up with Huskies.
How do you think that makes me feel? Like
fair. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of small dogs because they fucking hate me for being huge. So like, no, seriously, I'm 6'4". Every short dog sees me and wants to fuck, and I'm just like, I will beat your ass into the ground. So like, I'm not a huge fan of Iggy. I'm not. I'm really not.
Oh no, Iggy!
Fucking Iggy, dude. Like, okay,
kind of fun too. His fight versus Pet Shop is actually really fun.
Oh yeah, no, Iggy is an awesome character later on, but like at the start of it, like I felt Paul Naref. Like him hating Iggy so much was just like I felt that.
Between Iggy or not Iggy, what's his? Is it Mduel? Like the water that was really intense.
Yeah, in Duel's fight that was honestly the most creative fight, probably, or one of the most creative fights in JoJo.
Like I would say that fight, like that's the one thing too is, if you watch it later on, Vanilla, is that their fights are a lot of times their fights are not just like punchy punch fights.
Yeah, they do all kind of devolve into. I will say, Josuke and Kira's fights, while still punchy, was very creative. Like, the fact that this motherfucker pulled out, like, geometry and calculus during the middle of his fight to try to figure out the range of which his bomb was going to go off was pretty creative in how he handled that shit.
For who?
Kira? Yoshikage Kira.
Kira, if you watch it, Kira will be one of your favorites. I guarantee it. Like,
yeah,
Kira's
definitely. So definitely watch JoJo, if not solely for the meme.
I think I remember who that is.
Yoshikage Kira, yeah.
The guy who's secretly
the whole everything's a JoJo reference.
Yep. If nothing for the meme, just watch JoJo for the memes. It's freaking great. But yeah, no, Kira is definitely a great villain.
Oh yeah, I know who Kira is.
Yeah. Freaking that guy is a great villain, and I do feel like that there's a lot of fantastic bits about him. I still love Dio just because of the fact of like his sheer pettiness and like his the world meme. It's too good.
Yeah, Kira's stand is what's his name?
Killer Queen.
Yeah, Killer Queen. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Don't like two people have Killer Queen in JoJo?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
but
part oh Jesus Christ.
part 8.
Yeah, part 8.
Yeah. Okay, but that's like a convoluted mess
Well,
of
no,
like
not
a
just
part.
Killer Queens isn't. But Soft and Wet is. Like his
No, like I mean that
the whole
like
the Rokakaka fruit and all that stuff.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
well, let's not get into that because that's a whole mess and a half that I don't think that we want to deal with explaining. But yeah, no. Get the JoJo. It's a good watch. It's entertaining as hell.
I should
All
probably
right.
head out soon. My phone's about to die.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep.
But I appreciate all you guys being on here. I really do. Like
Yeah, that was fun.
like,
Listen, bro, if you do another one of these on like Dragon Ball or something, bro, I got so much. Dude, I have a whole theory on how Super Saiyan 3 is unperfected Super Saiyan 4.
Ooh, I'm down to hear that. I'm down to talk about that. So
I can make that a thing. Definitely make that a thing. I'll let you know because I would love to do a Dragon Ball one. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm down to do a Dragon Ball one, and then I'm down to do a One Piece one. If you guys are down to hear my shit, so
I'm down for One Piece. Just know I've just got into what's it called, Water 7.
Oh, good. You're in a good arc.
Is that the military one?
That's the one where Robin gets captured.
That's the world government, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the world government one with the CP9 people.
Okay, before we go, one Logia fruit or one devil fruit. What is it? You only get one.
If I want the Sing Sing fruit.
What?
The what?
Uta's fruit.
Uta. Oh, yeah. From Sing Sing.
I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
Basically, it gives you the ability to like sing like perfectly, but it also gives you the ability to send people to Dreamland. And then you control
everything in Dreamland.
In the Dreamland. That's fucked. You are a fucked man, sir.
Dude, listen, bro.
That sounds really
cool. It's such a cool fruit. Especially since there's like not really a way to beat it unless you know how to beat it.
Or you're deaf.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, basically the Sing Sing fruit has this like super powerful weapon that just could kind of destroy the world.
Okay, that's a creature. But anyway,
it's a weapon.
That's actually one of the funniest thing I'm bringing up real quick is that freaking Boa Hancock. Her ability is the love fruit. She fought against a guy and she's just like, "Why is my fruit not working on you?" And he's just like, "I'm blind, bitch. I can't see."
I thought it was gonna be funnier. It's like I'm gay.
That would be funny too. But no, like every single person she's fought against, they turn to stone. He just shows up. He's just like, "I'm blind, bitch. Fight me."
So, like,
but no,
I don't know. Like, I think that what is it? The one that I forgot what her name is, like Bonnie or something like that. The one
the toy fruit.
Yeah, you can age yourself or other people. That one's really strong.
Oh, that one's cool.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about somebody else, but no, Julie Bonnie. Yeah, her aged fruit is busted because she doesn't just get to age people. She can also age herself into whatever timeline she would have gone for different paths.
Wait, timeline?
If she wanted to, like, she could change her body to where, like, if she went down a universe where, like, if she was a bodybuilder, she could buff her body up.
Dude, that's
I'm
crazy.
not kidding.
She's really busted then.
She is 100%.
So her fruit's kind of like the what's that one movie? It's like Everything, Everywhere, Anytime at All, or whatever.
Yeah,
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. So her fruit's basically like that.
So, okay, for me personally, just because of how often I get hit or I fall, I choose the gum fruit just because of the fact that it'd take away that damage for me so I wouldn't have to worry about it just because me on a personal basis. That's just me on a personal basis. However, the only other fruit I'd want is, I feel like what is actually the most powerful fruit in that universe, which would be the Rumble fruit from NL Sky Island, which is the lightning fruit.
The only other fruit I would have besides Uta's fruit would be Nico's fruit.
Which is the gum fruit.
Well, wouldn't
Yeah.
that also? I know. Like Kizaru's fruit is also no joke. Either.
So the problem with Kizaru's fruit. Okay, do we want to do this now, or do we want to wait? Because I can actually
probably wait because my phone is at a solid 2% right now.
So I'll tell you guys. I'll talk about this later. I'm free not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that. If we want to do that, I have every other weekend off. So
sounds good. I'll plan.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys being on here, and I appreciate everybody watching. Be sure to check out my socials down below in the description. And as always, I'm Taylor from Afro OG, and I'll catch you all in the next one.